idea is something, if you have an idea and that idea is something that you can bootstrap and build on your own, or with what we call as family and friends round of funding, then you should just go ahead and do it. There is nothing else that is more powerful than putting an idea into execution. There is nothing more educational than putting an idea into execution. So that's one. If your idea requires a substantial amount of investment, people, team, then people is what you should always focus on, uh, because people build businesses and products. So even if you're not able to raise capital or get investments, building like-minded people who would want to invest in your idea as their effort is point number two. And third, definitely is that if you're not able to build it without any funding, then no harm in going and looking for capital from angel investors. Though 9 out of 10 investors would want you to put in your own money and at least build the idea to a level. But if you really can't, and if you can't get more people to come and join you to work free of cost or build something for you without salary, without equity, then make a business plan and go ahead and then pitch to angel investors, very very early seed investors.
Yeah. Prakash sir, do you want to add up on it?
So thanks for covering the significant part, Rudrajit. So both he told about two ways of approaching it. Both ways lead to execution, right? Doing something about it. So the first way is saying that, okay, I have money, I'll do an experiment, I will spend money and build something and try to go to market and create traction and develop the business. The other is go and seek people's help, right? He told about how to find seed funding. Wait, guys. So he told about finding people who can help you build it. One is people who are ready to work with you on this project for no cash, nothing, and help you build it. The other is finding people who are ready to give you money, right? Who can um, who can support you, give you money and help you build the business. So in this first method, it's a no-brainer, right? It's your money, you can do whatever you want to do. But in the second aspect, you really have to inspire those people to work with you, right? So that is where domain expertise comes into play. And there is one more person that you really need to understand before going and seeking the help of these co-founders or the investors. That person is called the customer, right? So if you have an idea, you don't have money, but you really want to build it and seek the help of co-founders or people to work for you for free or people to put money so that you can build it. You should really know the customer very well. So spend a lot of time while you are seeking angel investor, co-founders, meeting those people. Go and spend a lot of time with customers also. Understand their lives beyond your product. Understand their lives beyond the problem that you're trying to solve, because that is going to give you the strength to inspire these people, right? So this support which Rudrajeet is telling is always available. Lot of investors are there wanting to come and support you to build it, but you should also bring something to the table. Either you bring a product, then you show, see, I have this product, it is working, or you at least bring an idea with the deep understanding of the customer who's going to use it. So I would close at it. So Teja, you should stop us at 2 minutes for every question, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the answers. So now let's move on to Ashish's question. Ashish is here already. So he asked that as if a startup is offering everything for free in the initial stages, and he says that eventually it will make money, it will make more money. Then is it is those kind of startups, are those kind of startups fundable? Will those kind of startups get funding?
So absolutely, absolutely. There is nothing that stops a startup. There is no science behind or rule engine behind a startup getting funded. The only thing that investors and institutional investors or angel investors who then lead to an institutional round, the only thing that they want is massive scale and long-term scale. because venture funding or angel funding has to have at least 10x or 20x return. Anything less does not make the financial sense for an investor. They would rather go and put it in FD or real estate and something like that. So all kinds of startup models work. Your product could be absolutely free forever. I think WhatsApp has proven that a product free for more than a decade and a half could fetch $19 billion in investment. There are large e-commerce companies that have been bought for similar rounds, which have had billions of dollars of revenue also. And there are hybrid models also. So it doesn't matter whether you charge, don't charge, charge earlier, then give free, free earlier, then charge. What matters is your product and your business going to be big tomorrow? That's all that it matters.
Yeah. So you want to throw some light, Prakash sir?
Yeah. So thanks, Rudrajit. Again, inspiring investors to put money, scale is a significant factor, right? So if you want to build something in scale, first very, very important thing that you have to do is most of us actually come up with very complex solutions, right? We try to find a very complex problem and build complex solutions for those. Like the example that Rudrajit gave was WhatsApp. So SMS was already there. BlackBerry had already figured out how to send encrypted messages and over data, all these things. And they identified one very specific small space, which they said, okay, I will make this work in Android phones, right? Or the other smartphones, which is not BlackBerry, and they just launched and they became successful. So don't try to build very something very complex, which will make it very difficult for people to really understand. Try to build something that people want to interact with daily. And today, if they remove WhatsApp, we'll all feel bad, right? Most of us won't know what to do with the phone. So we have to build something that has that level of nuance. So try to focus on building something like that so that you can discover a scalable business. So Rudrajit is talking from business perspective, valuation perspective. I am talking more from product building perspective. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you. So now the follow-up question for this itself, and so many people again ask this question. Specifically, Riaz asked this question that how do I raise funds even before achieving my MVP? How do I even raise funds even before my prototype? And I'll add up onto this questions itself from the remaining questions. So the investors only invest if we show some traction and build a product or an MVP. But to do the product itself, I need investment. So how do we tackle this situation? I think you can combine this both and answer. Yeah.
So Prakash, why don't you take that question first?
So see, again, I'm telling now, if you are going and asking for money from anybody, you should offer them something, right? You should show them. Not everybody can visualize everything, right? People can, if they see something working. If you describe a car to a person who has never seen a car, he may imagine an elephant. They won't know what it means to have a car. But if you show the car, he will understand quickly. So that is why we say, okay, build a product, create traction, and come looking for investment. Now, if you want to be funded even before you build something, imagine a situation that today I say that I come up with an idea saying that, okay, I want to build rockets and send it to space. I want to build some very specific kind of rockets and build to space. And JK Sivan or Somnath, ISRO chairman Somnath comes and gives the same idea. Whom do you think will get funded? Right. So you should become a domain expertise. You should really have that caliber to be able to tell people that, yes, trust me and fund me because I know things. For example, most people, NVIDIA founder, right? He raised funds for his first venture. ChatGPT, obviously, they raised funds. Perplexity started the company in 2022 beginning, but he had so much domain expertise and credibility in the industry that people were ready to fund him. So if you are really looking to raise funds on something like that, understand whether you are having the right kind of team. okay, right kind of capabilities within the founding team to go and really seek this kind of funding. Like Rudrajit here himself actually raised funds on his first venture, right? On an idea, Rudra. I
Yeah.
that is your story.
Yes. So, guys, the first answer that I would give is that unfortunately, it is extremely difficult to raise capital on a PowerPoint presentation. And the reason why that is so is what Prakash said, which is that uh, unless and until you as a person come with tremendous amount of domain knowledge and authority in the area, no investor would want to put money onto just an idea. And the reason is very simple. There has to be something to prove that this will be successful. Now, either you build the idea and show that it is running, or you show your experience, your caliber to say that, listen, I am so good and so authoritative in this domain that I can run a business. Uh, so either of these two things is extremely critical. Having said that, the reason why Silicon Valley is what it is in terms of startups is because the family and friends around over there is taken extremely seriously. You have to raise little bit of capital at every step to be able to get your idea to the next level. So if you're looking at only going to institutional investors, which is angel investors, seed funds, incubators, or early stage VCs, is it going to be impossible? No, but is it going to be extremely difficult? Yes. Which is why you have to keep going to smaller investors. But if your idea is really good and you have good amount of domain knowledge in that, raising investment even at a PowerPoint is possible.
Yeah. So Utkarsh is asking a question on that, follow-up question maybe. So let's think that we have that credibility and even we have that prototype or MVP that is figured out. So how do we approach them? How do we find them? Where do we find the angel investors and where do we find those collaborators to scale the idea or even to reach the PMF stage?
It's all available on the open internet. It's all available on Google. Now, even more so on ChatGPT. There are great initiatives like 18 Startup in itself. Everything is available there. My experience is investment is as much a research point for a founder as is their own business. I think one thing that I've seen many founders not do is in-depth research about who is funding what. Every founder should have an Excel file which has names of investors who have invested in their kind of domain. So if you're a fintech company, e-commerce company, B2C company, food tech, whatever, you need to go and research about at least 30 to 40 investors in your domain. Which are the companies that they have funded? What stage have they funded? How much money they have put? What does the company do? Who are these partners? Where have they been? Connect with them on LinkedIn. Connect with the founders who they have funded. Once you connect with them, ask their founders that, listen, I'm running a business in the same domain. Can you tell me, you know this investor? How does this investor invest? Raising capital is a research-led job. You need to give yourself 2-3 months to prepare yourself to raise capital. There is no list that you are going to get on a website that you can just download and say and send message to all. There is no service like this available. You have to go and do a lot of research, and everything is available on Google. There are blogs, articles, startup magazines, everything is available over
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rudrajit. The importance of think of fundraising as a game, right? If you want to play that game, then you need to know the rules of the game. So first and foremost is you have to really do the research for what Rudrajit told, right? And apart from that, to add to his point, if you are really such a domain expert, there will be a set of people who know you already, right? Who respect you for your authority in the space. And you might, if maybe, let's imagine that you are working in a company in the R&D department and you are saying that, okay, I've come up with a new idea. I want to launch it myself. So there will be set of customers, there will be set of bosses, there will be the company itself. So for example, if you might know that Google gives money for people to whoever comes up with the idea and things like that. So there will be people who know you well enough to punt on you small money, right? It may not be 2 crores, 5 crores, 10 crores. They might be ready to give you 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So if you have not got that kind of a circle, it's probably that you are still not there yet. You are not as big a domain expert as you think you are. Sometimes we overestimate ourselves. We think we focus on what we do. So you really need to know what is your competition. Imagine a situation, right? There are 100 founders for every one investor. Now, this investor has the option of giving the money to the guy who is having great domain expertise, great team, great traction. Now, why will he put money on a PPT? It should be so damn compelling for him to do that. So, if you are building something and you are expecting that I should get funded on PPT, on a presentation, please look back and find out whether you are the right person to be doing it.
So, how should that MVP, which investors are looking for, should be actually looking like? I mean, how should that look like, and how much time will it take to reach that stage?
Yeah. So in 18 startup, we have a definition for MVP. We say MVP, minimum viable product, is a three word phrase, right? The minimum viable means it should be a product that the founder should be able to, it should be minimum viable for the founder to make, right? Whatever they are able to make. For example, you need not build a full stack app, mobile app, or a website. You should be able to build at least a method using WhatsApp and Google Forms, right? So at least you should be able to do something and create something out of it. So that should be minimum viable for you to make. And the second aspect is the customer should at least use it, and even for free they should use it. If you are giving it for money, 100 customers buying it from you is good. But if you are giving it for free, at least 1,000 customers should be using it. I am just throwing some numbers. I am talking about D2C customer companies, products. But if it is B2C or other products, it will have a different numericals there. But it should be minimum viable for you to build with the resource that you can bring in, and viable product for the customers to use. They should either be so desperate to solve that problem that use your product, or they should be curious enough to at least use your product.
Yeah, so just to add to what Prakash is saying, see, an MVP basically means that you are able to prove at least one cycle of your business, and whatever is the unit cycle of your business. Now, if you are a B2C product, which means tech or non-tech, whatever, you are able to prove that your customers are repeating themselves. Now, if your repetition means, for example, if you're a Lay's packet, your repetition means that people do consume chips at least once in a week. So are your consumers coming back? If you are a soap, then something that people are buying back after a month. Nobody's going to buy a soap every day. If you are a B2B business and your usage cycle is monthly, or you're a SaaS product which is monthly, then are people repeating themselves? There is again no scientific definition of what an MVP would be, but something that proves that you have an happy customer. And that happy customer is never a single purchase. Because a lot of people may purchase something once just because it is available on the shelf, or because your ad was nice, your B2B sales pitch was nice. Something that makes the person buy it again, or if let's say the purchase cycles are a year, then at least makes the person come back with a very positive feedback every month on month and say, you know what, I've bought your product for the next 1 year, but I'm using it every day. That's an MVP. And an MVP for funding can mean repetitive discussions on your product growth with your investor also. Which means if you're ready with your MVP in Jan, you meet your customer investor in February, you can keep meeting them in March, April, May, June, July also if they're not funding, or keep sending them updates saying that, you know what, my product is growing, my customer is happy, one more referral is come, this is happening, that is happening.
Yes. So I think let's go back to pre-MVP stage again. So Siddhant asked that essential elements for a team. I mean, to build that kind of an MVP or even to build a startup, what are the essential elements that are required for a team? And at the initial stages, should I have a co-founder or should I have a team at least? Or should I hire somebody else, or should I collab with some other person and outsource those kind of the product that I want to build? Two questions actually.
Sure. Yeah, essentials for a team obviously start with skill, because what is the most important thing for an early stage startup is product, and the product should work. Whatever you ship outside should work, because customers have very short memories, customers have only limited time to spend on your product. So skill, skill, skill. Now, if I say that skill is the most basic thing, because if you're hiring a graphic designer and he doesn't know how to use, Paint Shop Pro, what are you going to do with that person? So skill is mandatory. Passion is very, very important, because passion makes you work beyond those 8 hours. Passion makes you not sleep when the problem is not solved. So skill is mandatory. Passion towards the product, the company, the founder is very, very important in terms of what is it that is needed. Now, should you outsource or should you insource and build it on your own? Again, completely dependent on your financial strength, on your total team needed. Whatever is easier should be done. My suggestion is, it is more important to progress when you're early stage than to be perfect. Progress over perfection is extremely important in seed stage business. You have to do something every day rather than wait for 6 months to ship out the most perfect product. So if that means you can do it by outsourcing it to somebody, do it. Get it ahead, get something started. Very, very critical.
Yeah. So for all of you, for all of us, right? Our startup is our baby. Now imagine that you have a baby and there are different scenarios. You may be a homemaker, you are rich enough, so you will sit at home and you will take care of the baby by yourself. Or you have to go to office, right? The mother has to go to office. What will she do? She will make some formula milk and keep it, give the baby in somebody's hand, and she will keep on checking, right? But whatever said and done, like Rudrajit told, it doesn't matter who builds in the beginning. Every day, every time the baby becomes hungry, you have to feed it. Okay, you have to be working on the idea, whether it is you doing it yourself or getting somebody else to do it or something like that, continuously in I mean completely without any stoppage. A newborn baby, you cannot not feed the baby for half a day. I mean, it may actually die, right? So if you don't put in the effort, if you are not able to find somebody to take care of the baby, what would you do? You have to carry it to office or do whatever it is, but ensure that something is fed to the baby every day. That is very, very critical. And just like becoming a parent of a baby, nobody teaches anything to how to be a parent. Okay, there is no one formula to be a parent. There are successful single parents, there are unsuccessful parents who have stayed together. So many other formulas, situations are there. But the primary understanding is that a committed parent, right? A parent who spent time with the child every day has always been more successful than parents who are in absent. They were absent. They completely gave it to somebody else and expected that person will take care of my child. Those children have got a very bad life. But the parents who always spent time, took effort. Even if you listen to Indra Nui's interview, erstwhile Chanda Kocher's interview, they have actually taken time every day to take care of their child despite their busy schedule. So similarly, you shall not be saying that, okay, I have outsourced to somebody, wo kar lega. If you are taking that approach, guys, I am telling, you are not going anywhere. Okay. Doesn't matter who makes it, it has to grow and you have to watch it every day. Because it's going to be very, very dynamic in the first few years. Like Rudrajeet told, somebody will come with the skill, but he will not have the passion. The passion will run out in 6 months. So he will quit and go. But you cannot quit. You have to continue to be there. So you need to be clued into whatever is happening there. I hope that somehow answered what you guys asked.
So the follow-up for this question, Srikanth asked. So let's say that if I have a co-founder, I have co-founder in house, and what should be the co-founder equity split? How it should look like?
Prakash, you want to take that?
No. Srikanth wants to know it from you. I've had one-on-one with him already.
All right. No, so guys, again, no science around it. It's purely depends on the equation. But here are a few methods that you can use. Firstly, who is the first person to come up with the idea? Who's building the idea? Whose job is it to build the idea and the company around it? That's one. And if it's both, then maybe you both need to split. Who's putting in money? How much of money? Money is a way to understand which equity, who should get which equity. These are the two most important things when you start. What also helps sometimes is who's bringing which all domain knowledges to run in the company. A very typical tech startup, normally the way it works is, uh, you have one business guy and one tech guy. There is a CTO and there is a CEO. The CTO does tech, the CEO does business and finance and HR and blah, blah, blah. So that's another way to look at that. Listen, you're going to be running one department, I'm going to be running multiple. These are the three parameters that you can use. Whose idea it is, how much money who's putting in, and how many departments one is running. If you are getting a co-founder who is not putting in money, not putting in his own salary, which means sometimes you will have co-founders who will say that, listen, I can't put in money, but I'll work free for a year. And if my salary is 100 rupees, basically I've invested 1200 rupees in this business. So you give me equity worth 1200 rupees because for a year I'm not going to draw salary. Then that can be also calculated, which is that you're not going to take salary. Idea is mine, everything is mine. I'm putting in the money, but you're not going to take salary. So I will give you equity for the amount of money that you're not putting in, a little bit more. That's one methodology to use. Having said that, one word of caution: never give direct equity to anybody who's not putting in money. Always have that equity vested, which means, and you can search for the term vesting of equity on Google or ChatGPT to get more idea, which means that I'm committing to you that I'm going to give you so much of equity, but you will get it over a period of 2-3 years. So that I don't want to give you 10% shares in my startup and then you leave the next day morning and you just become 10% owner of my business without maybe working for a day. So yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just one thing, remember, Rudrajit gave the clinical way of doing things. I'll just, for you guys to keep in mind, in any relationship, the person who needs the other person more will always be under not have the control, right? The control lies with the person who doesn't need the other person more. So remember that. So if somebody, for example, if you are building a tech platform and you have no clue of how to build technology, right, a software product, then obviously you are at the mercy of the tech guy. So don't try and understand how you can manage that relationship before you really get into building, calling somebody a co-founder.
Yeah, I agree.
Try and see if you have the control over in the relationship. If you don't have the control in the relationship, be very, very wary of entering into such a relationship, or be very clear that you will not be in control. You might have to give up more than what you want to give up at some point in time.
Yeah. Thank you. And Siddhant, you'll get a chance to ask your own questions also by the end of the meeting. And Utkarsh, I'll take your question after a few more questions. We'll go stage by stage. Let's go from early stage to the more higher stage. So one very interesting question I got. He asked that how do I prioritize my features in my first MVP launch? So how should that be? So you have already, I think, partially answered on how should that MVP look like. But how do we prioritize that feature?
Whatever your customers want the most. I think Prakash answered that a few questions back. What your customers want, full stop. It's as simple as that. So there is a very nice exercise that old day tech firms used to do. It's called a penny exercise, which means you give 3 pennies to all your customers, 3 coins to all your customers, and you tell them and you put your entire feature list of your product, and you ask your customer that, listen, you can put one rupee on each feature, or you can put all 3 coins and all 3 rupees on a single feature, giving it maximum weightage. Now, obviously, you can't do this physically with your customers, but the idea is very clear that if you had to go and ask your customers top 3 features or rate all the features that you plan to build in the next 1 year or 2 years, what would they rate? And that is what you have to build. No questions asked. There is no deviation from this point. I feel this is better. I think this will do well. This will make my life easy as a founder, my team's life easy. No, what is it that your customers want? That is what you should build.
So I'll try to give a very simplistic analogy, right? A very stupid analogy. When you go to a hotel, although you're going to have a large meal, right? You're going to have for some 5, 6 items. What do you order first? You'll order which will come immediately, right? So that immediately it can douse my hunger, right? Right now I'm very hungry. मैं कुछ भी खाऊंगा. पहले पहले क्या आएगा? सैलड आएगा. सैलड ला दो यार. उसके बाद रोटी बना के लाओ, सब्जी बना के लाओ, चिकन बना के लाओ, वो टाइम ले लो. लेकिन सैलड तो लाओ. That salad is your MVP. So find out from the customer what is he hungry for and what he will consume immediately. And also you have to have a way of finding out who are early adopters, right? I told about when we spoke about MVP, I told that there are 2 kinds of people. Those who are desperate to solve a problem, and there are people who are curious about any new thing that comes up. That is, the curious people are the people with which Rudrajit said that people will buy and never come back. But people who are desperate to solve the problem, they will buy it even if the product is not fully ready. Right? It is that salad which you are going to order. So find people who are very, very hungry and go and ask them, "Boss, ye thoda khayega kya?" And see if they come back for it. You put the salad in front of that fellow and he doesn't finish the plate, that means he's not hungry. You don't have a product yet. Right? You put the salad in front of him, the salad should be gone in a minute. He should come back to your product. So the best way to build your MVP is to find out what are they hungry for, or find out people who are very, very desperate, who are very, very hungry to solve that problem.
Yeah. So let's say that we have figured out our MVP or the prototype or the product that we want to sell. So how do we decide the pricing of the product? So this is again the culmination of multiple questions. So how do we actually know that customer is ready to pay this much amount for this product?
Very difficult to answer that, Teja, without knowing what product it is. You could be making a packet of Lays, or you could be building the next big drone. But one answer, very simple answer of that is, whatever your competition is pricing it is a benchmark. There are very few products and very few countries where customers pay a lot more than what your competitors are. So one is very, very simple. Whatever your competitors are charging, you should ideally, if you are a new entrant, should charge 20% lesser. Start with that, then build it from there. And this is under the assumption that if your competitors are able to build a product in X and make money on that, so are you able to. Now that's one answer. Two, if there is absolutely no precedence to your product and no competition to your product, then you find adjacent products. For example, I'm making a software which does X, nobody has built it, but is there something close to X that some other software does? So can I draw an analogy from that? A CRM and a call center management system can be priced likewise. A laptop and a desktop can be, priced a little likewise. So you can start with that. If there is zero, then you have to work your own profitability and price. If there is absolutely no competition and no adjacent industry available, then make your own math saying I spend X. This is my monthly expenses. If I'm able to sell 1,000 units, this is how much I make, and hence I don't do that. But get few customers, build it, get them happy, then you can increase your pricing if you want. But don't let your pricing not get you your first few customers. Don't make that mistake.
Correct. So I'm going to say the same thing, just a little different. Find out what the customer is spending today to solve the same problem. Your product may be different, but the customer might be solving the problem differently. I'll try to explain this with an example, right? Zepto, a lot of us think that Zepto has created a new category of service, right? But we were all Zepto operators when we were young. Before Zepto came, so my mom used to send me to go and get stuff. And my wife used to send me to go and get stuff. So now Zepto has taken my place. So Zepto must have, I'm just imagining, Zepto must have hypothesized saying that the mother standing in the kitchen, the lady standing in the kitchen, or the man standing in the kitchen invariably misses something and they want somebody to go and quickly fetch something for them. And this is very prevalent behavior. So definitely this service will work. People will use this product. That must have been their hypothesis, right? Now, how much money did they spend to do that? We don't know. At least when I used to take 10 rupees and buy something for 700 rupees, I used to pocket the 3 rupees. So that is the cost. So find out what it is. That is what Rudrajeet said, find the alternative, find the adjacent thing. But I'm telling there is a way that they will be solving the problem right now. So if they are spending money to solve that problem, then definitely that is the price they will give you also. Probably as Rudrajeet said, you should start with 50%. I won't say 20% also. Maybe 50% less than what they are currently spending, and make them realize that this is a better service the better product to use. If there is no alternative, the customer is not solving the problem, if they are not throwing money at solving this problem, don't build it, because they are not going to give you money to solve the problem, same problem. For example, in India, we have corruption as a problem. We don't know how much money we are throwing, but if somebody starts a business saying that corruption ko band kar denge, I don't think we are going to spend money on that. We can solve that problem by going and do dharna, right? We'll say no, I will only follow the rules. I'll come to the court and pay. I will face whatever consequence. But we won't do that. That this problem will be there forever because we have accepted the problem. So don't solve problems which people have accepted. It's very, very difficult to convert them. Solve problems which they are already throwing money at.
Yeah, thanks for that fresh perspective. So now let's think that okay, this question is by Vishwa. So let's think that we have figured out most of the things and we are in front of the investors now. So how do we decide how much money do we ask the investors? It may be pre-seed or seed. How much equity should I give to them, and how do you even decide how much money should I need?
18 months of your runway. That is what you should start. You should have an Excel file with your clear cut P&L. What is it that you want to do as a business in 18 months? Which means how much do you want to grow your business in 18 months? And how much can you grow your business in 18 months? So how much you want is always one number, and how much you realistically can, considering your bandwidth, your ability, how much can you build, how much can you make? There is always a fine line between both of them, what you can and what you want. Somewhere in middle should be your business plan. That business plan will tell you, I need X amount of money as capital expenses. which means I have to take an office, I have to put a chair, I have to buy laptops, I have to hire people, pay a consultant, whatever. And then my operating losses for 18 months, assuming you're making losses. If somewhere in middle you start making profits, great. So how much money you need to reach a milestone after 18 months, which is respectable to say that your startup has grown substantially. That is the amount of money that you should start with. Put a 20% buffer for things to go wrong. So if you're looking at 1 crore is what your PNL says, put it in your PNL saying 20% buffer for a rainy day. Go and ask that much of money. If you don't get it, you may get smaller of it, which means you will have 6 months of runway. You may have to have 3 investors and things like that. But 18 months is a respectable ask for a fundraise.
Yes. So whoever asked this question, please remember that raising fund against equity means that you are giving away part of your company. First thing you have to understand is how much control or how much part of my company should I give away. That is first thing. Second thing is, a lot of us imagine that this financial calculations will be done by chartered accountants or my accountants or some other external person who will prepare for me, consultant or somebody like that. The sole purpose of running any business, the fiduciary responsibility, right? An unwritten rule of running a business is that you should know how to manage money. You should understand preparing projections. You should understand valuation, read up, read, okay, learn. It is, don't sit there and think that somebody is going to come and spoon feed you on this. You're an entrepreneur, you're not a kid. Okay, first thing is you should prepare your projections. You should do the research in the market. What is the valuation that is going on right now? You should understand the potential of what, if I put 100 rupees, what is the potential for growth? How much growth can I give? All these things first you should build within. Rudrajit answered that question thinking that you would have done all this. But because I know many of you are in very early stage, I'm getting further down thinking that, yeah, Vishwa, there's no one good book. Okay. There are many books, but there are a lot of one-on-ones. Rudrajit, do you know of any book that is very that's useful for early stage founders to read on finance and valuations?
There is a book called Breaking Out and Making Big, Vishwa.
Yeah.
You should read that. But so you should read that, Breaking Out and Making Big. More importantly, you should read smaller articles. But there is, if there is one thing that you guys should take away from this session, then this is exactly the last 3 minutes of what Prakash has said. The most important thing for you is, if you can't make your own P&L and business numbers, do not start. Because if you can't handle money, knowingly or unknowingly, you are risking some investors' hard-earned money. It's like saying that I am going to have a kid, but I'm never going to take care of that kid, and somebody else will decide. So, absolute importance to what Prakash said. Know your own business, know your own P&L. Sorry, I think Prakash got stuck.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, yes, come back. So, since we are at this stage of investments and pitching to the investors, so I'll take Utkar's question. Meanwhile, Utkarsh, I take your question. So, Raj, I think I haven't asked your question. So, I'm not able to find your name in the question list. So, can you please chat in the box if you have any specific question? So the question from Utkarsh is, how can we craft a compelling investor storyline that clearly shows a strong market opportunity?
You can't create a market opportunity in an investor portfolio, investor presentation. The opportunity has to be there. Nothing can be created. Please understand, anybody who's investing in startups, angel or fund or anybody, is an extremely intelligent person, extremely knowledgeable and intelligent person. You can't create something. It has to be there. You are just collating information about the industry that you are building a startup and putting it onto a presentation. You can't create something. If there is a market opportunity, it will be available on the open internet. ChatGPT has made the life of many of founders very simple. Type your exact question, take a screenshot of that and put it onto your presentation saying, I asked ChatGPT, how much money is spent on bus tickets in India? ChatGPT will give you an answer that $4.8 billion is spent on bus tickets. Hence, Red Bus as a product becomes an extremely exciting product. That is what you have to do.
Sorry, before Prakash sir, you answer. So I think the question is different, but anyways, this was a very good question for other questions. That's good answer for the other questions. So the question is like, how can we craft a compelling storyline to clarify and show the strong market opportunity? I mean, the market opportunity is there, but how do I present it in a compelling way that investors understand and they show some interest?
So let Prakash take that because I have a different way to do that. I want to hear first what Prakash is saying.
So, see, it is by practice, right? The question is very simply about how do I communicate it well to them, right? Is that correct, whoever asked that question? You are only asking, sir, how do I communicate in a very clear way? Is that what you're asking, or are you asking how can I put masala in it to look good? So the second option is gone. Rudrajit
Yes.
also already told. Okay, you may succeed little, but in some time they'll find out. Okay, so they are not stupid people to be. They have more money than us. Obviously, they've done something better than us. So with regard to telling the story in a very comprehensive way, I would tell there is a method of the hero story. Okay, hero's journey. There's a book called Hero's Journey, which is the formula for every story that is told in this world. Right? Just read that as an academic interest. Try to build your story, and beyond that, genuinely communicate what you are trying to do. Genuinely communicate what you are trying to solve for the customer from the customer's perspective, not what you are doing. Nobody, let me break it to you all you guys. Nobody really cares what we do. Okay, today you are all sitting in this AMA. I might have built something, Rudrajit might have built something, we might have earned some money, we might have had some kind of success or whatever it is. But if we don't talk sense to you, okay, if you don't get what you want, this entire AMA is useless. So you focus on what the customer gets. That is number one. Number two, tell them why you are the right person to be solving that customer's problem. And tell this with great honesty. These are the three things that will ensure that you are able to tell a convincing story, or it's not a story, communicate convincingly. Let me put it like this. Let's not call it storyline. Let's say, how do I communicate convincingly? Talk more about your customer and their problem. Talk more about why you are the right person to be solving the problem. Invariably, the mistake that we do is we always talk about how we are doing things. Nobody cares how you are doing that. So that is my answer. If that is the question, if only communication is the question. If you are trying to say that how do I hoodwink the investor, I'll tell you, you cannot.
Yeah.
More often than not,
So,
you'll not.
yeah. So I completely buy one quick this thing. You cannot fool an investor, period. And if you try fooling, you are already rejected. An investor is putting in money into the person who's building the idea at an earlier stage. So if you try to fake, the investor is already switched off the moment they find fakeness and they are gone. So if you have a business idea, you have to explain that business idea to how you are going to explain it to your mother. And I'm taking the analogy of if you're building a tech business and if you have a mother who comes from a non-tech era and a non-tech background, how do you explain that to a 60, 65-year-old lady? That's how you have to do it. Very, very simple. This is my problem. This is the solution. This is how I'm going to build it. This is how my customer will pay. This is me. This is my co-founder. This is my team. This is what I'm going to spend money on. This is where I will be in 18 months. Full stop. No, nothing else. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't put uh, glossy numbers, or don't make something which is not existing. Plain, simple, fourth standard English is what you need to use.
Yeah. When you said that fourth standard English, I remembered this. We need to be with the first principles thinking that generally Prakash sir says every time,
Yeah,
that we try to show things in a more intellectual way that people get confused by the end.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we are getting a few specific questions in the chat. So we'll take those questions in while we allow you to talk. So now I have
Yeah.
a different question. So this question is like, so let's think that we have pitched to the investors, and investors ने बोल दिया ये सब दोगलापन है. So they have not invested. So we do not have enough money to even market the product. So how do we market the product and sell it to the customer with the minimum resources that we have?
Go and stand in front of the customer with handwritten pamphlets that you can get Xerox through and sell them the product. As simple. Common sense is the biggest wealth that you need to build a business at any stage. It is just plain simple common sense. There is nothing magical that you're going to find. Even if instead of Prakash and me, if right now there was Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they will also give you the same answer.
Yes.
Common sense. So if you don't have money, and if you're building a B2C product, stand outside local Kirana shops with the product in your hand. And when a person is going inside, stop them and say, "Sir, I have a new packet of chips. Can I give you some sample? And if you like it, you can buy it." If you have a B2B product, go and stand outside the building where your business works. If it's a bank, stand at the gate, ask people, "Sir, I want to sell this product to the head of marketing." Till the time you don't see the head of marketing, keep asking everybody. Somebody 1 day, 2 day, 10 days down the line will say, "Here is the head of marketing. He's coming in that car." Go and knock on the door and, "Sir, I want to sell your product." Full stop. There is nothing else that you can do. This is how. If you have money, you will hire somebody. If you have a lot of money, you'll put a board outside their office. If you have lots and lots of money, you will hire Shah Rukh Khan and make a TV advertisement and say new chips available. If you don't have all of that, keep coming down and seeing how you can meet your customers.
I will give an example of Cycle Agarbatti founder. You guys are aware of this large company called Cycle Agarbatti, right? I have been fortunate enough to interact. So when he started the business, he used to go and give it to shops, asking them to sell it, put it in their shelf and sell it. Shops used to refuse. You know what he used to do? He light a couple of agarbattis and put it in, plant it in front of the shop and come. And whoever comes smells that agarbatti and says, "Arey yaar, mujhe ye dilao. Tu laga hai. I want this agarbatti." Okay, then he will still, then he started selling the agarbattis. So if he went and stood there and sold, that is very, very important. I am telling, even if you have the money, even if you have the ability to do all this big bang advertisement, I would want you to go there, stand and do it, because that will give you deeper insights. Narendra Modi is 25 years continuously Chief Minister, Prime Minister, because 50 years he spent in the ground. People are not able to shake him because even as a Prime Minister, he knows what is happening there. Okay, he has that kind of network. I want you to, Rudrajit, you would have told, I'm going to tell Rudrajit's example. Rudrajit's current business is helping video KYC for large banks, large institutions, very big product today, right? But he is still in touch with the first 10 customers. He is still in touch when he can afford to not to talk to them. Okay, he has become so big and he has become indispensable for these people, but he is still in touch with the first 10 customers because they will keep giving him feedback and support. So Rudrajit, I think that's what we have.
No, yes, correct. I see. If you don't have money, you have to keep going down to the roots to be able to promote, sell your product. There is nothing else that can replace that.
Yeah, thanks, Rudrajit and Prakash sir. So now the next question is by Siddhant. So he asked that he's building a mental health startup, and his offering is like he want to he want to connect with those with the medical professionals for the common people. So he's asking if he should be offering the first 10 minutes of the call to be free, ignoring the cash burn which happens, or should he upfront charge some money? He mentioned 300 rupees in his case to validate and for the paying users as an early traction. So what should he adapt? Simply, should he give it for free and accept cash burn, or take money and present it as traction?
My suggestion is give free, and the simple reason being that in today's era where there is so much of competition on technology products and B2C technology products, getting people to try a product is become difficult, and the time span that a customer is giving to your product has reduced. It's not just money today, it's about how much of time am I going to give onto this product. The moment you put a payment to even try the product, my I have another step that I have to go through to do that. I have to give you my UPI ID. I have to go through that process and whatever. So even if you give, and now whether it's 10 minutes or not, I don't know. But if you should be able to give your customer to try 1 unit of your product free. Now, if that 1 unit means a half an hour session, yes, you may change the strategy when you become big, or when you see that your product is really loved, you may change it. But no harm in having a different strategy today and then a different strategy later.
Yeah, Siddhant, I think I answered that question with my earlier answer about cycle agarbatti, right? The
Yeah.
moment you hook them into the product, if it is a product that they are going to come back to, they are desperate for, it's a good product to build. Even if customers don't come, even if it is free, come back, even if it is free, then quickly pivot, right? That is also a great experiment to run. If you give it free, are they coming back?
Yeah. Thanks, Rudrajit and Prakash sir. So the first half of the AMA is actually now over. So now we'll be opening the floor for the people to ask the questions in next 2-3 minutes. So before we open the floor, I would just want to present our upcoming 2 days fundraise workshop that is happening. So now I got your questions. I mean, there are around 50 questions, and I've culminated multiple questions in this from these 50 questions. The primary question is how do I raise investments? Okay, for my startup. So I'm building a great startup. I'm having a great idea. I'm having a prototype. I'm having an MVP traction. But even though I'm not able to raise funds for my startup. Right. So to answer that question, so that is a very big chapter. So we have actually created something called as 2 days fundraise workshop, where you will be understanding how exactly investors think. What do they expect even as return, or it may be even as the startup growth for your startup. And even how do we tell a compelling story to the investors? Someone asked the question, right? How do I pitch to investors? How do I tell story to an investor? It is truth that it is very hard, but there is a way to do that also. So we have created a workshop called 2 days fundraise workshop for that. So the next 2 days fundraise workshop is going to happen on 15th and 16th of this month. So you feel free to join that. So I'm sharing the link to register for the 2 days fundraise workshop in the link in the chat box. So so many people have also asked the questions on managing the financial statements, or how do we create the financial projections? How do we ask, right? So you will be getting a separate crash course called Finance for Founders that has been created by 18 Startup itself. So you will be understanding how do you create financial projections, monthly projections, assumptions, and even how much do you need money to raise funds. So you will be getting answers to all those questions, and then you'll be getting some templates to ready-made templates to create your financial projections, or it may be even pitch deck, right? So what are those elements that investors generally look for in a pitch deck? You'll be getting that checklist. And also one very important thing that very rarely gets is one-on-one interaction with Mr. Prakash. So where you'll be actually interacting with that person, with Mr. Prakash with one-on-one, and you'll be getting that personalized guidance for your startup. So if you are interested, I put the link in the chat box. So you can just go through that and register for the workshop. Thank you. Now, I think we are open for the questions. So if anybody wants to ask a question, please unmute yourselves and ask a question.
Let them raise the hand, no?
Yeah.
Everybody will talk at the same time.
Yes. So I think that a few people have asked the questions, but they were very specific. I'm waiting for them to raise the hand. Anybody has any question? Yes, Dikshit. Go ahead. Please unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello. So, hi everyone. Basically, I'll first introduce what I'm trying to do. So, then I'll pose a question. So, myself, I'm Deekshit, and I'm on a mission to build financially empowered youth. So, the main problem I'm trying to tackle is most of the college graduates or students are graduating without the knowledge of finance, the basic finance, like how to invest and how to save, how to budget, how to uh, plan for retirements and all those things. So I'm trying to solve this problem by providing hands-on financial literacy workshops in the schools and engaging activities through all those steps. So as I asked in the chat section, my question is like, what is the best way to sell educational programs to schools and institute to tackle this problem? Like when I'm trying to go to a particular private institution, I'm facing many difficulties. So, what is the best way to do this?
So, Dikshit, my question would be: is your product ready? Do you already have your course material ready with you?
Uh, Sir, I have already conducted a free session in one of the government school in our village. So it's a ready product. We are just like in the next 2 days, I'll be having 6 weeks workshops planned. So every week I'll be having one session, offline session in the school itself. So I'm also planning to give financial literacy kits where one of my connection, like she's also working on personal finance. She wrote a book on personal finance for kids. So we are trying to include that book also where they can learn things through activities also. So this is the kit I'm planning, and the product is ready.
So, my short and simple answer, Dikshit, to this will be when you are into B2B business, this is a B2B where you're selling to a school or a college, references work the best. Till the time your course material is proven and you have a lot of feedback from your end students, references work. So try and get one, two schools or colleges through a reference, which will help you maybe tweak your course material a little bit, create a very, very good example out of it, create a lot of collateral saying that your course was good, shoot videos, take photographs, take student feedback, teacher feedback, principal feedback, create a nice presentation which will prove it to the next school saying that this thing was done so nicely and so well in the previous school, and which is why we should try it. One school will help you get the next two, the two will help you get the next four. But the first has to come, and you have to really make an extremely great, good looking case study out of your first school. And then you just need to send that case study saying, School one did this so well, so the next principal should feel that, boss, I also need to do it.
Yeah, best is to create that FOMO.
Always.
They should say, see, in any school, they say that we offer this extracurricular, we offer this course and things like that. But Dikshit, are there no other courses which actually do this?
Sir, there are courses included, like the previous session I have conducted, they got basics, very basics, like what are savings and what is
No,
budgeting. But
I'm
there is
asking,
no hands-on experience.
is there any university which does this kind of a program, outreach program for financial literacy? Is there RBI programs which are there, which says, is there any bank which is running a program like this, financial literacy for kids or something like that?
Okay, sir, up to my knowledge and my research, I don't know how much I researched. Up to my knowledge, there is no such thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, in your
And
case, credibility will be a significant factor. Now, if you have to teach about financial literacy, who are you to be doing that? That is the first thing that will come in the people's mind, right? ये दीक्षित कौन है? ये क्या सिखाएगा? Right? And there is, especially in a place where there is specific certification, right? No university is backing your thing. There's no a certified body which is telling that, okay, this is a good program. Now, you really have to use a lot of effort in ensuring that you deliver a great program and create a product. One more option, I'm just thinking, I'm getting wild because Rudrajit has already answered the right way to do it. I'm also telling, find some other program, probably internationally, that is available. Try to take that program and run it here so that the credibility aspect is already built in.
got it. Like Flipkart, like Amazon, like Flipkart copied Amazon.
Like for
Same thing,
example,
right?
if there is a program, financial literacy program that is run by some foreign university or even Indian university, try and see if you can take a franchisee for that or represent them in India and do that financial literacy program for the schools and colleges. Tell that they go, see, this is a syllabus approved by the so and so, and that is the syllabus which I'm going to teach to your kids. What is the success of the book which your friend wrote? How many copies has it sold?
Sir, it's just published, but not yet printed and marketed. So
So
not
that
single
also
copy.
doesn't bring any credibility. That also
Yes,
doesn't bring any
no single
credibility, right?
copy, sir. Yes, sir.
So you should be, especially children, right? Children, people will allow you to come near children only if they are very sure that you are Abdul Kalam. Otherwise, they have teachers to teach stuff.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Sir, and one more question is, so
One question per person, please.
Yeah. Dikshit will
thank
come back to you.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Yeah, if we have time, let's come back to you.
okay, thank you, sir.
Siddhant, yeah, you can go.
Hello, all. Thank you for the insightful session. One part of my question kind of was answered about the MVP in mental health space, which we are making. Our startup is called Tell Me Sir, which is helping lonely, stressed, and tensed individuals to connect with listeners who are our psychologists on panel to talk, vent, and share any time of the day, be it 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. in the night. So we are almost done with the MVP and awaiting a soft launch. And that is why the question about whether to do it free or upfront charge rupees 300 for 15 minutes. But as you rightly said, even Prakash sir also was of the same opinion to do it free. But the burn when I do it free is around on the unit economics part is 1.75 to 2x. And if I have some upfront cost, if I do it free, it is 3.5 to 4x. And with the cost, it is to 1.75 to 2x the burn. But now, as you rightly said, we should have a runway. My personal runway is around 6 to 8 months to manage this. But as you said, of 18 months of runway, I definitely will have to do a friends and family round. So my question now here is, how do I approach my friends or family in terms of how should the negotiation be? कि भाई आपको आगे चल के इतना इतना इक्विटी मिल सकता है मेरे कंपनी का इतना इतना वैल्यूएशन होने के बाद, या इट इज जस्ट गुड ट्रस्ट kind of based on trust that we have or the relationship we have, how to professionally
You have to
approach
give
a
equity
personal
when they give you.
relationship?
You have to give equity when they give you money. No
Yeah,
equity should happen later.
yeah,
Don't do what is called as I'm forgetting that there's a term for that kind of
note.
fund.
Safe note.
Sorry? Don't
Safe.
do a safe note or something. Just do a direct equity. Give me X amount of money. Take the equity right away. What they will get in return is valuation, or tomorrow, if when a big investor comes, they may get an exit for their equity. That's all that has to be done. Don't get into
Oh.
any futuristic projections or something.
the convertible notes and all, you're saying not to get into. Okay, okay.
Don't complicate your life. You have too much to
Oh.
handle any which is in building a startup.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this helps.
Whosoever is getting what, give them equity, give them very, very low equity. Family and friend happens just to because they like you and because they want to see a startup coming from their circle or something like that, and for the ability for that person to say, you know what, that company, I funded that company when they were working out of a garage. That's it.
Okay, it helps. Thank you, appreciate.
So Siddhant, you are leveraging your love, right? In family
Yeah.
and friends.
Yeah.
So there's not much thinking. I'm going to say little opposite of what Rudrajit. I think no, there's no straight answer to this. Rudrajit is telling from the perspective that don't complicate things. I'm going to tell you from the perspective of take the money in your name and have the commitment to repay it. Okay, take it as a loan from them.
A personal
in
debt.
your name.
Okay.
And don't say that बस company डूबेगा तो तेरा पैसा भी डूब जाएगा. Have the commitment to give it back to them.
Okay.
Okay, that can still be a family and friends round, which can come in as debt and convert into equity later. But be sure it's going to impact your relationship with them. You are leveraging your relationship in this, so be very, very careful about that aspect.
Okay, so
Equity दो ना दो वो कोई बात नहीं है. Even if you give equity, be sure that you take care of your family and friends.
agreed. So by what you're saying, we should not talk about equity at all, like what you're saying. So you
But
give
if
me.
they are not talking about equity, if they are giving it purely for love, take it. Don't talk about equity. But if they have some kind of awareness how the entire system works.
Correct.
Not many people have the risk appetite to see their money dubo, right? Sink. Right? So especially family and friends don't have that appetite. Institutional investors, they know that ये पैसा डालेगा, company गिरेगा तो पैसा डूबेगा. So that is different. But family and friends don't have that kind of understanding or maturity. If they have that understanding, give them equity, treat them like an institutional investor.
Okay, like
Put them their friends.
Yeah.
But if they generally, I've seen that most people don't have that appetite.
True.
Personally, I mean, because couple of times I have taken money from family and friends for initial stage, failed, and I have repaid it. But institutional money that I took, probably they knew that what they were getting into.
Wow, helps. Both of you giving a very beautiful perspective on the same question really helps a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddhant.
Yes,
Vishwa, I think you can go ahead.
Good evening, sir. So thank you for the insights. So my question had two parts in it. First question was actually what we are doing is we are connecting affordable spaces for the student to study, sir. Basically, affordable spaces zone. Actually, we are building already in building MVP stage, and we are talking with the partners who are having study halls. So the main issue was actually they did not have yet any digital access. So we are connecting them through technology. And another side of the problem is some of them are not connecting with us because they have to pay GST when they linked up with our tech startup. So how to make some partnerships more like convincing like that? This is yeah. So like so how
Uh,
can we convince
Prakash,
you're
why
partners?
based
don't
out
you?
of Maharashtra? Are you based out of Maharashtra?
No, sir, we are from Andhra Pradesh, sir, Hyderabad, basically.
Hyderabad. Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm. See, I'm in Tamil Nadu. I've not come across these study halls, right? We either go
yeah,
to
yeah,
school or to tuition center or study at
yes,
home. So
yes,
we
sir,
don't
yes.
have this common place to go and sit and study. So I don't know how it operates. Uh,
Okay, sir.
so I'm not going to answer that question because
Okay, sir.
I've seen this idea coming from Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh.
Okay,
More
okay,
from
sir.
Maharashtra.
Yeah, yeah, sir,
Right.
yes. Thank
So, yeah, my business answer to this would be
you.
it's again, as I said, common sense answers almost everything. If the business that you are going to give that study hall is going to be more than what the GST that they have to pay, they will work with you. If your immediate problem is that you have to pay them GST while you're proving it to them also, take the money on your own and pay them cash.
Okay, sir.
If you can
Yeah,
give them more than if you can give them 18% more than the business that you are already that they are making, I'm
yeah,
sure they don't have a problem in taking your money through a bank account. If
yeah.
not, till the time you don't prove that, 1 month, 2 months, whatever, give it to them in cash and prove it to them.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Riaz, you can go ahead.
Uh, Hi, sir. Good evening. Sir, my question is regards to this fintech space, sir. So, as a early stage founder, sir, so how can we test our product in the fintech space, sir? So, because there are so many RBI compliances, okay. So, as a early stage founder, we cannot afford NBFC license, or if I want to bring some UPI kind of thing, so NPC also won't give license as a that third party license and all. So, how can we test our idea or product in the
Sorry,
fintech
what is
space?
your idea and your product? I need to know at least something
Uh,
about it.
sir, actually, I am building a, credit payment solution, sir, for FMC distributors and retailers. Okay, so I am not lending anything. Okay, so I want to resolve credit payment solution among the distributors and retailers. So there is RBI is saying that we should have an NBFC license for that.
So you can do this business by partnering with some other NBFC. You don't need to own your own NBFC. You can be if you're a technology solution provider, you can ride on somebody else's NBFC license. Have you thought of that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I am thinking about that only, sir. So still this is we are building MEP, sir. Okay. So how to approach NBFC? So there is no traction and there is no revenue and all.
You will have to find NBFCs, local NBFCs through your contacts only. The problem
Okay, sir.
today with NBFCs has become that there are so many partners that approach NBFCs with so many different kinds of ideas that it's become very difficult for them to rely on who to work with. Uh,
Okay.
find find a smaller NBFC in your local area rather than finding a big one. Find somebody extremely small, somebody who is looking for growth, is looking for to increase their book size. Go to them. Try and find people through contacts. Make a list of those small NBFCs in your area. They have to be locally present so that you can meet them 10 times in a day. Go to LinkedIn, find their founders, go and convince their founders for very, very small pilots, very, very small exposure. Your first contract will make them underwrite the exposure, underwrite it if you have the capacity to pay it back, and go through that.
Yes.
Find people who need your business more than you needing them. That's how you can grow.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, fintech is one more space where credibility is very, very important, right? Especially
Absolutely.
generally B2B business, right? Generally, business which serves other businesses is very credibility driven. The person should really have some network. They should know people. Reference is very, very important. A B2C product, if you are selling a soap, people will try it just for the sake of trying. Like Agarbatti, I gave an example, aisa de do karke. But if you are dealing
Yes.
with a company, there is somebody inside the company who is not the owner of the company who is taking a decision. And he will not or she will not decide unless there is a really compelling reason why they should take that decision. So you should either that person is very close to you, knows you very well, trusts you a lot, then they will take the decision, or you have built something so great, they will build that, they will listen to you. These are the only two reasons why they will do it. Now,
Okay.
why are you building this? What is your connection to fintech?
Sir, I'm working in a FMCG company, sir. Okay, so I'm on day-to-day basis, I am dealing with the distributors and retailers. So they are facing that credit payment issue. So that I'm coming to this fintech space now
Yeah,
to
I
resolve
know
that
that
issue.
for speaking to you.
Yes,
So,
sir.
very specifically, I'll tell you that see, now you have to find somebody who can trust you to solve this problem.
Okay.
You have
Yes,
to find a NBFC to trust you to solve this problem. You should see whom would you want to tie up with?
yes, sir.
Something very
As of now,
small or
no,
something smaller
no,
than you.
correct.
So, why should anybody else tie up with you? You should find a person who sees you to be bigger than him so that he is ready to tie up with you.
Yes, sir.
You understand? So first
Yeah,
to
yes,
find,
sir. Understand.
yeah, first to find a friend in the NBFC industry who can tell, okay, Riaz, let me give you a chance.
Yes, sir. Done, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you.
I think we can come back to Dikshit if nobody asks the question. Okay, Utkarsh has put one. Let's take it. My friend has an. Okay. So, Riyaz, this is for you. Dikshit, if you have any question, you can please.
Oh, thanks for again. So my question is actually I'm having a revenue model where I think like uh, where I think it's not that much scalable. So I'm trying to collab with schools and offer my workshops and get some revenue over there. So I'm not sure about how much it is scalable. So I need some perspectives in that point.
Revenue model.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I didn't get the question, Dikshit.
Yeah, I didn't understand the question.
So actually, I'm trying to get revenue, get money by offering my courses to the schools and college, to the institutes. So I'm not sure how much it is scalable in the long run. So I need some perspectives to like I need some insights to decide a revenue model or a model where I can get money into the company.
But why is it not scalable? You can do physical classroom sessions, and tomorrow you can move it to online also.
Okay.
You can have course materials, pre-recorded course materials on financial education and literacy for youngsters, for kids, or whatever, and publish them online on so many education portals and make revenue through that.
Okay. Got it,
Next
sir.
time, next time I give you advice, I'm also going to charge you. So it is scalable.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dikshit, see, how are they solving? Is the school solving this problem now?
So actually, government has some rules passed. Like government has some rules to improve these
Government
things.
has see, there is the entire constitution which is written,
Okay.
which has the Indian Penal Code, right? That
Yes.
Indian Penal Code gets killed every day. So government passing a law does not mean anything. I am asking, are people following the law?
No,
Are schools solving this problem?
no, sir. They're not including this finance in their curriculum.
So who wants to solve this problem? Find the person who wants to solve this problem. Who needs this product more? You want this product more, or the school wants the product more?
Students need the product more.
They need it, but who wants it to be there? You only want it to be there. School doesn't want it to be there.
Yes.
So why will they buy it?
Okay. How can I convince them? Like, I'm trying to solve this.
You can only serve a customer. You cannot teach a customer.
Okay.
Okay. You serve the customer. First find out what is their needs and serve them. So before that, find out who wants to solve this problem.
Okay, sir.
You are not able to find that out because you don't know who wants to solve this problem. I am just telling you the root cause why you are not able to find out how much I can charge.
Okay, sir. I'll be working on it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dikshit. Vishwa, you can go ahead.
You're on
You are
mute, Vishwa.
Sir, actually, for my product, we thought of revenue models like two models, sir. One is software as a service model. We basically charge some of the amount for the technology. And another one is commission-based model. For every booking, we'll charge some percentage as the commission. But I'm not getting the exact figures of how to make that. Should we just calculate our monthly expenses and should put the prices of to the partners, or how uh, like how can we decide the exact numbers, like the 500 per month, 600 per month, or 2% commission or something like that?
Your commission you should start with anything between 10 to 15% and
Okay.
work backwards,
Okay.
because that will help you understand what is the paying capacity uh,
Partner.
of your partners.
Yeah.
I don't suggest you should go for a new concept, new model. I don't suggest you should get into a SaaS retainer at this stage. Commission will keep it flexible. People will see, your partners will feel there is no fixed income. If a student comes, I pay you. Student doesn't come, I don't pay you. Once you have substantial amount of partners, then you may think of moving it to a SaaS model. Otherwise, 10 to 15% commission. Even Swiggy today charges 23% commission. Swiggy or a Zomato. So no harm in trying with a 10-15%, and then see your first 10 partners. You may not need. You may give them at 5%, but your next 10 partners you may give it at 15%.
So, I think as this is very new method for them, so I'm thinking 500. I think 500 they can put because each seat costs around 2,000 for them. 500 for the platform. I think they are very affordable. They are very convincing for that. So, can we do both, like 3% commission plus 500 like that, or
Yes, you can. Definitely you can.
yeah.
And pricing is something that can always change. So gain some momentum, gain some traction, get some goodwill,
Mm,
change your
mm,
pricing with your next partner.
mm.
So you can
So
always
any
keep going.
yeah, sir, any margins we will put for that profitability, like for example, I'm having like expenses of 50,000. So I want to reach, I want to double, like I want to get 1 lakh. So I will put the pricing by this and this. So should I calculate that way, or
See, you can't always calculate like that, because what if you only have one partner and you end up going and charging him only 1 lakh rupees a month? That's not possible, right? Just because you have
yes,
expense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So your business and your customer has to lead your pricing. Your
Mm-hmm.
profitability, your business P&L, your profit requirement has to define your scale and your speed.
Okay.
But if an auto manufacturer wants to make 10 crores, they can't send one car for 10 crores, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have to sell a car for 5 lakhs only, but to reach 1 crore, you have to send 20 cars. So like that.
Okay.
So
So based on the partners and number of customers, we need to scale like that.
yeah.
Okay, so got it. So thank you very much.
Yeah. I've seen Kshitij, your hand raised. Do you have any question or it got clarified?
I had a question. Hi everyone. Hi Prakash sir. Hi Teja. Hi everyone. My question was actually related to how do someone as a D2C brand uh, like better their distribution, because I started off as a D2C brand. Prakash sir, you know how I started and everything. So recently what I have done is actually started partnering with stores. Okay. So should I go into the wholesale Rudrajeet sir, my brand is basically I am getting into manufacturing of silk sarees, pure silk sarees. Those that's like every around India, Banarsi, Chanderi. So just pure silk sarees. And I've created a D2C segment of it right now. So should I go into wholesale, like B2B segment as well? Because it was for me, what I have seen in last 15 days, that partnering with a store and just supplying it to them is very easier than convincing a D2C customer to buy at 14,000, 15,000 rupees sari. And the ticket size also is very big in the D2C, B2B segment.
Yeah. Why is that a question?
No,
Why do you,
it's a question because the B2B segment, the margins are so low that I'm actually burning money. But like,
B2B, you are burning money.
yeah, because in the market only, these sarees, which if I offer one saree to any store, okay, so they are already been offered it at such low prices.
So then
Like,
again, why is there a question? If you're going to burn money on any transaction, why do the transaction?
I mean, I just had a doubt, ki, should I get into B2B segment as well? Because
I can't answer that question. What I can answer is don't do a transaction that's never going to give you profits. You may do a transaction which will not give you profit on transaction one, but may give you on transaction two or three or five.
mm-hmm.
But if there is a business model which is never going to give you a profit, why are you doing it?
No, see, my main question here was ki, right now I'm burning money in the B2B segment due to the outreach and I had to visit like places. But after a point of time, I'll break even and I'll be cash flow positive. But the B2B segment is very different from the D2C segment, and I'm just starting. So should I enter B2B segment right now, or
I
should
don't
I?
think so. I don't think so. Your apparel is built on brand value.
Mm-hmm.
Great and big apparel businesses are built when customers talk about your brand and your brand has a value in, when it is worn.
Hmm.
Uh, that value only comes when you build your own brand. And when you have to build your own brand, you can't do it by putting it to a wholesaler. So if you're looking at building a brand where people will pay a premium tomorrow, they will say, "Oh, you're wearing this one sari," or the product that you sell. D2C is a better way to do that than going B2B.
Uh, yes, I that's why I was a little confused about the B2B segment, because there are lots of B2B brands जो मतलब direct shops को अभी भी sell कर रहे हैं, and they are doing it at so less 3 to 4% margin rate पे भी अभी जो मैंने market मतलब जितना भी figure out किया है तो बहुत कम rates में भी दे रहे, but building a D2C side is very like in start it's harder क्योंकि ticket size is around 14-15,000 normal साड़ी का, and B2B segment में selling is easy. तो should I मतलब to run it right now, should I do B2B as well and later on I can quit it and focus solely on D2C just to
No,
grow right now? No.
no. Again, as I said, if it's not giving you money, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to give you money very soon, yes. But if your bandwidth is going to be an issue, which means you can't run both together, I would say investing early in building your own brand for something like saris, which is a high value product, will go a long way than than going into B2B and creating volumes but less profit and zero brand value from that
So
perspective.
I started B2B just to get some cash flow in the business. Like I didn't have any
Then you
cash
should.
flow.
Then if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have cash flow, then you should.
Sitage, B2B is a very simple formula, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cost plus margin.
Yeah.
If you don't make margin on every sale, and you should not have any CAC, you should go there and sell.
Mm-hmm.
So cost plus margin, which covers your effort, cost of your effort also. That should minimum be there. If it is not coming, don't do B2B business. Number one. Number
Mm-hmm.
two is there's no way for you to, there are very few examples of any brand having first built in B2B and quickly jumped into B2C. Because what B2B will do is it will create a cycle of cash flow. Okay, it
Yes.
will keep you hung into it.
Mm-hmm.
You will not have enough bandwidth to, there will be so many service issues, there will be so much demand. People, if you are doing a good job, people will keep you very busy that you won't have the bandwidth to actually think, sit and strategize a B2C product at all. It all depends on what is your vision.
Yeah, and B2B will be, you'll have to give a lot of credit into the market. Your payments will
Exactly.
come 3, 6, 9 months later.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they will keep you very busy. They will take your
Yeah.
cash flow and hold you. And if you stop servicing them, you will lose money.
Mm.
Okay. So if you have a vision which says that मुझे आगे जाना है, then equip yourself to build that vision.
Mm-hmm. So Prakash sir, why I started B2B because D2C मेरे पास 100-150 फॉलोअर्स थे, मैंने जस्ट स्टार्ट किया था, तो फाइंडिंग क्लाइंट्स स्टार्ट
कंट्रोल
में
नहीं
टू
था तुमको, राइट? तुम्हारे वेंडर के ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं था. आई रिमेम्बर द कॉन्वर्सेशंस वी
Yep. So I actually went and backward integrated into manufacturing. अब मैं वेंडर से नहीं खरीदता, I directly like जो कारीगर्स होते हैं उनको डेली बेसिस या फिर मंथली बेसिस पे आई हैव हायर्ड 22 कारीगर्स राइट नाउ मेरे अंडर है, तो दे आर बिल्डिंग वॉल्यूम साड़ीज का, बट सेलिंग ऑन D2C दिस क्योंकि अभी मेरे पास क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं है, तो बस टू जनरेट इनफ कैश फ्लो कि मैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हैंडल कर पाऊँ, स्टार्ट में मेरे को B2B नहीं करना चाहिए.
only one thing, Sitej, go back and do research on how many B2B companies successfully D2C
No,
product.
start with one B2B player and see. If you are confused about it, take one B2B player and see how it works for you.
Yeah,
As simple
I
as that.
actually got 3 stores, and but that
Start and
तो
see.
yeah, that's what I wanted to know कि मतलब how do I build a distribution of B2B business then? How to like find stores and get into their stores and so just
You will
visit
have
them.
to find distributors,
Yeah,
not
how
stores. You will have to find. Sorry, I have never run a business in the domain of saris, so I won't be able to tell you on that.
okay.
Yeah. So Sitej, the thing is that B2B is a sales business. It's not a marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You have to go build relationship, keep growing. That is why I'm saying it will keep you held into that space. You will build so many relationship, वो relationship छोड़ के तू बाहर नहीं जा सकता. And as Rudrajit told, at some point there'll be a lot of your money stuck in with all these retailers or the distributors or whoever you're serving, that you just can't come out of it.
Okay. So,
So
so start.
don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Do small experiments like Rudrajit said. Find one guy, serve him well, and see how it turns out for you.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody has any question? Yeah, Siddharth.
Sorry again. I've just shared in the chat, like when you said free, so I was just figuring out how can we position free. So can we do it as decoy 450 for 15 minutes, but now free limited time, or an introductory promo of first 10 minutes free as we are launching for a month, or give them token based like 30 rupees so that we filter serious users, or do a community based approach, like tell them to follow our Instagram page, do a DM, and then we give them free, or do ki raat ko 10 ke baad ya 8 ke baad free session? Any thoughts
You
on this?
need validation of your product. You need first 100, 500 customers to say, I use this product and I liked it. You need brand ambassadors. You need people to tell you 5 things that are wrong in your product, which you haven't seen on your own.
Okay.
That is what
Okay.
you need right now. If you're not launched and you're launching just now, you need at least 1,000 interactions to happen for you to know even your technology is working or not.
Okay.
That is what you need to do. Don't make
Okay.
any money on those 1,000 interactions. Get your product up, proof up, take customer feedback, go to that customer's house, take him out for a coffee, ask him, boss, did it really solve your problem? Create that sample size. Now, you don't want to publish that on your website, that's a different thing. You want to put it that the session is a 1 hour session is available for 500 rupees. And when customers register and they don't pay, call them and tell them, sir, I'll give you free, but please take this session. Or even if you say 500 right now, it's not that 1.2 billion people will know that your product is free.
Okay.
So put it that, free for this month, launch month, whatever, let people try it, speak to people, let them try it, and then
Okay.
build your
Okay.
pricing model.
Okay. Okay. Helps. Thank you.
So Siddhant, you might have to deploy all these strategies.
Yeah.
To start with free में ही दे दो, free बोल के ही दे दो. Don't overthink this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So to give a background, Rudrajit, he has actually done this service. He has run a pilot for 1 year. He has served 500 doctors,
Yes.
PG students. So now he is coming to the stage when he thinks, okay, how do I monetize it? The experiment he's running is to find out, can I monetize this service? So that is why he's asking this question. So you should give the background also, Siddhant. So why you
Sir,
are...
sir. Yes, sir.
So first thing is you launch the product to the rest of the people and slowly start deploying all these strategies. हर हफ्ता कोई तो नया नया ऑफर निकल... Who is muting me?
Sorry, I think there was some issue from my end.
Got you, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Vishwa, you can go ahead.
Sir, this is not regarding my startup. This is a general question. Just like a few days before, me and my friend discussing about AI startups and all. So as AI game is somewhat capital intensive, like AI engineers are somewhat you need to give more money to build a product or something. So is there non-tech founders need to uh, learn AI, or how should we enter into AI startups or something like that?
Non-tech founders can't learn AI. Full stop. It's not like that you will read a book or look at a course, or Prakash and I will give you some jazz and you will learn AI. Non-tech founders can't learn AI. Non-tech founders can't even learn Java. As simple as that. Non-tech founders can't even learn Java. Non-tech founders will learn how AI is going to transform their business. AI is like computers. What happened to this world when computers happened? Nobody knew what computers is going to do. Everybody slowly started figuring out what computers is going to do to their business, their life, which is what you need to do with AI also. That how will AI transform your business? That is what you need to learn. And that you need to learn by looking at how AI is transforming other businesses and draw a parallel
Patterns.
understanding to it.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
don't try to learn also, Vishwa. You bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably bring domain expertise. So then focus on scaling that and find a person whom you can inspire to join you.
Okay.
If you will try to learn everything and do it yourself, you will never start.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
So I think the lucky chance goes to me. Last question I'll ask, and I'll take the stand of the participants here now. And a very common question, like for a student entrepreneur like me. So when I started my startup journey, I was a student, and the common question that was been asked to me, right, is "Tera aukat kya hai?" Right. So let's think that I have that critical insight that I'll be able to do that anyhow, but I do not have the credibility, nor do I have the experience in that industry. Only because of that reason, most of the people were rejecting my idea. So let's think of a scenario where a startup founder is in this space. So how does it tackle this situation? So if anybody wants to build a tech product without tech knowledge, or if anybody wants to build a company like SpaceX but doesn't have experience like SpaceX, but they have that insight कि ये मुझे पता है. So how does
No,
that
no, you
person
can't have an
go?
insight without experience. You can't have insight without experience.
So, is there any other chance that a person with no background of that industry can build a startup in that industry?
Yes, you get a co-founder who has experience of that industry. Why are you building a startup in an industry that you don't have any experience about in the very first place? Forget about an investor or forget about anybody else. Why are you risking critical, crucial years of your own life in building something? It's like saying if Sachin Tendulkar had to be a chef, why? Or if Sanjeev Kapoor would have decided that, I am going to basically become an actor, what would it be?
Okay.
So, one, if you don't have experience, firstly, question why are you wanting to build? Two, if you don't have experience and you still have a great idea that you're extremely passionate about and you're ready to put in years, get somebody who knows about that industry because that is but obvious that you will need it.
Rudrajit, can I just dig deeper a little?
Yes, yes, please.
You have
Always.
built a product for banks, right? But you're not a fintech guy.
I am not the fintech guy, but I was always the business guy. I knew the problem statement that a bank has. One, I knew how to sell that problem statement, and I know business P&L management extremely well. So I got
Yeah.
thanks for that question. I got a, a CTO who has worked in companies like Intuit, Adobe, and Symantec, who had an extremely good reputation of working for highly secure softwares, which is what banks need. So when I went and told people, Intuit is a financial tech company in the US, very large. Symantec is basically all about security, and Adobe was not, but Adobe proved that you can build softwares in scale. So when I told my banking customers that I'm building a software for you, and you know what, who's building it? This guy who's worked in Symantec, Intuit, and Adobe. They said, okay, we'll trust what you are building. Now build it and show it to us.
So Rudrajit is an outsider who built in that space, but the method was that to find a person who can bring that credibility.
Correct, correct, absolutely.
Okay.
And technically, what Rudrajit has built is not fintech; it is operations tech.
It's operations tech, it's banking tech.
So it helps people. It doesn't help in the financial transaction. It
Yeah.
helps in account opening, which is part of the financial operations, right? So if you want to build in a space, be sure that you get the right, you are the right kind of person to be building it either, or Riaz, I think you are building in a space where you say that I know this problem, but I don't have the credibility. Okay, this is the answer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Prakash sir and Rudrajit sir. So I think it's the right time to conclude. And we had great interaction so far, and diverse perspectives, two different perspectives, somewhere against and somewhere for. But we got some clarity on the startup theories, the early stages of the startup. At least I'm hoping that with the help of this AMA, you guys have got that little push to your startup so that you are not stuck at the same place where you are today. So I'm launching a feedback form now. So I request everybody to just take 2 minutes of your time to give your feedback. so that it will be helpful for us to improve the same AMA for the next time. And also, thank you so much, Rudrajeet and Mr. Prakash, for joining this and addressing these questions of startup world.
No, happy to do that. Yeah, I wish all of them loads of luck, and thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It was our pleasure actually. So I hope we were able to provide some kind of clarity to most people, even though I think we tried to answer every question. Let's
Yeah.
Please feel free to reach out to us again here, guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.